now we're ready to cut out our first pattern. A simple, easy way to adhere the pattern to the glass is to use Xerox paper and rubber cement. A thin coat of rubber cement over the glass and a thin coat on the back of the paper will allow it to stick easily. Another thin coat over the paper will allow it to be waterproof. We'll be cutting out our maple leaf pattern. By the way, all of these patterns are in the back of your instruction manual. Another great reason to keep it. In order to turn the saw on, simply flip the switch up. And notice the integrated spotlight. Let's begin. Start out at any point and cut to the edge of the pattern line. As you begin cutting, remember to keep the edge of the blade on the edge of the pattern so that you keep detail and the pattern doesn't shrink. Remember, the saw cuts in any direction, so you don't have to twist and turn the material in order to turn a corner. If you stray from the pattern line, you can always go back with the saw and use it to clean up the edge, as I'm doing here. Using light pressure, slide the material back and forth against the blade until you're back on the pattern line. As I continue cutting the pattern, notice how I use all sides of the blade, forward, backward, left and right, without ever twisting and turning the material. It takes a little time to develop a steady hand when using the saw, so don't be discouraged if your pattern doesn't come out exactly the way you want it. After about 2 to 3 pieces, you'll be able to cut with precision and ease. Because of its unique design, the ring blade grinds as it cuts, saving you time, material, and the frustration of trying to clean up all those tiny inside cuts with your grinder. And now let's try wall tile. This is a soft-bodied wall tile, perfect for the standard blade. Again, start out at any point on the piece and cut to the edge of the pattern. The technique for cutting tile is no different than when cutting glass, except that you notice that the saw is cutting a bit slower. That's because you're cutting a thicker, denser material. The outcome will be just as good, a finished piece that will require no further work. Remember, use all sides of the blade, forward, backward, left, and right. Although cutting harder material like marble or granite is acceptable with a standard blade, we recommend using the Mega Blade. Refer to the Mega Blade section for further information. The general rules for cutting on the Taurus 3 are as follows. Let the saw do the cutting. Give the material light but even pressure in the direction you want to go. Listen to the sound of the motor as you cut. If the motor begins to bog or emits a deeper tone, you need to reduce the pressure on the blade. Follow these rules and you'll not only have a happy saw, you'll have a happy you. Here's a short list of do's and don'ts. Do. Gently guide the material into the blade using even pressure. Note the steady tone of the motor. Don't. Jam the material into the blade, causing the motor to struggle to keep the blade rotating. Do. Use all sides of the blade, forward, backward, left, and right, to follow the curves of the pattern. Don't. Twist the material around the blade in order to make a curve. This will not only cause clearance problems, but also cause uneven blade wear and shorten blade life. Do. Take your time. The more careful you are, the better your piece will turn out. Don't. Be in a hurry. You won't only be unhappy with the final product, but it could be dangerous. Now let's try the separating blade. Thank you. Oh, there you go, buddy. Get yourself something nice. The separating blade goes in the saw just like the solid blade, with a coupling together. Just make sure the female side is facing up. Make sure you have your belt groove side out. Drop your blade inside of the belt, wrap it around 360 degrees, and pinch it off so that you don't lose the blade. Drop your blade belt assembly inside of the raceway, making sure it drops in between the blue pulleys. Wrap your belt around the top pulley here, then around the bottom pulley here, Then flip your belts around. Then wrap the belt around the upper pulley here, down and around the drive gear, up and over the next pulley, lift up on the spring tension arm here, and slide the belt under the pulley. Then slide the inner groove grommet forward until it makes light contact with the outer groove grommet, and snug it down. And remember the golden rule, always rotate the drive gear counterclockwise to make sure everything is rotating.
Now that's nice.
Before using our separating blade, we must first drill a hole in our tile or glass, like this. Many people are intimidated by this, but it's very easy. All you'll need is a drill, an 1/8" carbide drill bit or a 2mm diamond bit, some modeling clay, a teaspoon of water, and a block of wood to drill through. It's very easy. I'll show you how. The first thing we do is take the clay and roll it into a snake. Then take it and make it into a ring, place it on the glass, and press firmly all the way around so that it makes a seal. Then take your teaspoon of water, pour it into the middle for lubrication, and now you're ready to drill. Take your drill, place it into the middle, and begin drilling. When drilling, use light pressure, watch the cloud of glass form around the bit, and when the water begins to drain, you know you're through. Get out of here. In order to find the coupling, you must turn the drive gear counterclockwise. Place your finger on the blade to highlight the difference in color. The coupling will be slightly darker. And there we have it. Pull the belt off of this pulley. Now that you've taken the belt off of the pulley, you release the tension and you're able to pull the blade apart like this. Slide the glass over the blade, find the hole, and put the blade back together. Now wrap the belt back around the pulley. Don't worry about any gaps in the coupling. When you reattach the belt, it'll close tightly. Now replace the door. First put the back of the door on, hold it in position with one hand, snap the front end, and go around the door, making sure you have a tight seal. Make sure your switch is off, reconnect power, and we're ready to go. In order to remove the glass from the blade, just follow the previous steps in reverse order. Remove the face shield, remove the door, remove the belt from the pulley, open the coupling, and slide the glass out. What a fabulous butterfly!